Yes, it was the first time. I haven't done this before because it's not my specialty. I'm a teacher of English, so it was something really new for me and very interesting. Well, first of all, they had to choose the products, and this was really interesting because they had lots of ideas and they had to vote and they had to debate on the products and use arguments for and against. And they saw something that it's really new because it's not in the curriculum, and they found it really interesting and challenging. Well, they are not old enough to consider it as a professional option, but it was good to work on something, on a project, either on theoretical or practical basis, and it was something that I'm sure it will help them in terms of cooperation and self-evolvement. Well, judging from the poor elements in today's curriculum in Greek curriculum, I think that it was very good for them to come into contact with something new. They have this kind of topics when they go to upper secondary, but in lower secondary it's something that they didn't know about. So I think that would be good. They did some research using YouTube and ChatGPT and DeepSeek, and they also, in order to build the logos and some kind of ways of packaging and stuff, they used Canva, and they really liked it because it was really good. Well, Canva and it's a magic tool in my opinion, and it's really colorful, really student friendly, and they were given a lot of options and elements to add and so I think that they will use it even for, I don't know, birthday invitations.
Right.
I think, in my opinion, because it's totally it's not objective. I think it was really successful. They were very creative. They used their imagination. They tried to sell the products the best way possible. Well, in my opinion, of course, it was really good because they had to work in small groups of students. They had to be assigned some roles, and they had to use these tasks in order to build something common. It is very challenging to use it as a learning method, but I think I can think of only pros on this way of learning because it's a combination of a lot of things working together, language things, soft skills, ICT, and I think that even if you have a class working on a project all year long, they have a lot of things to learn. Well, the only problem was time because it's very time consuming, and it's not easy because we don't have a lot of extra time, and if you ask them to work on their own, it's kind of hard because they have a lot of activities. The only thing that I found as a problem was that. Also the rest of the teachers working on the project.
Well, we always work like they are vocational students, we always work with the projects. So they knew that they need to do a project, and so we started to do the project. Like the business plan, they do the project, but we do the project, and then they have to present. To present, they need to present to the students, to the teacher, and the last year of the courses, they need to present to a jury, external jury. So for them, they knew already how to work. Okay, they start on the beginning when we started the classes giving the idea and present the project. They were a little afraid, okay? But then, okay, we organized all things. They started to do a brainstorming, so they have the idea, the main idea, and then start to develop all together. It's amazing because, as I told, they are vocational students. They know how to do a project, but now to insert or to increase I mean that it's a business, they knew how to do the plan, and now the things they need to include to make a business. So it was very good for them. Okay, for the business, they know nothing about business, so they saw that they don't need just money, but they have to see the market and make researches, so all the process to have profit. And one thing amazing was to see that on the first year, maybe they won't have profit, so it will be a long time to have the profit of the product. Okay, they use many, because many of them is from ICT, so they use many. They, on the beginning, they started to use Canva as a file that was shared for all the class, and they would giving all the ideas for all people have that file to have the ideas. And then they start with the brainstorming, doing inside, and after the brainstorming, they did the business model Canva to have. And then other tools that they create sites, so Google sites. They use edition of image. They use like they work many on electronics. They use many components and programs to do programmation. Okay, so it was okay. And they proposed to use the Canva. It's like the project was done on many subjects. All the teachers that were involved on the subjects, they would have all information. A lot. They could see what they learned at school, that can be all together, and see the results, the end of the things on real life. It was very successful because they saw how to work, how to plan the things, and how to work as a team and doing multi-tasking activities. I think it was that the strength it was the collaboration and making all the plan and articulate all things together. The obstacles it was to coordinate all things, like they were it was not small groups, it was all the classroom, okay, to coordinate all things, and with the other subjects, like we were working on 3 or 4 subjects, it was the thing that it was more difficult. It was amazing to work with them like that. It was a challenge for them, and we saw that they working together, collaborating all together, and motivating each team to work to the same goal, to the same main. And so it's what we want on companies, I think.
Was it the first time you proposed your students this task?
No, I have been proposing the development of business plans to my students for over a decade as part of one of the subjects I teach as part of vocational training studies. However, each academic year the methodology and the resources are adapted, and in recent years collaborative work, creativity and the use of digital tools have been increasingly promoted.
Please explain how your students have participated in developing a business plan. How did they feel about it?
Students have worked in person or individually, depending on the project, developing their business plans from scratch. They are allowed to choose ideas related or not to their professional activity in accordance with their studies, as long as they fit some requirements. In general, they feel motivated, especially when they can work on their own creative ideas. In some cases, a problem was presented like we need some presents for the 50th anniversary of the school, and as the school received a laser cutter, the idea of making key rings appeared immediately. The pen case for planners from pen carry was originally developed 3 years ago by a student with my collaboration, and it was improved this year. The idea of the birchwood photo album from Memora, made with a laser cutter, was a natural development of the production of key rings for the 50th anniversary of the school, and just like the LED signs from NeoLab, signs that were also produced to decorate the hydroponic cultivation process. Finally, the idea for the personalized t-shirts from Unica appeared as a way to reward the students that collaborated with us in this project.
Please explain how successful business plan has been in contributing to the students' personal and academic development.
It has been a very enriching experience. It allows the students to apply theoretical knowledge in a practical and in some cases realistic context, while developing communication skills, teamwork, critical thinking and creativity. Moreover, it fosters their confidence, autonomy and sense of responsibility.
Please explain how successful business plan has been for developing students' business or economic understanding.
The business plan helps the students understand key concepts such as initial investments, fixed and variable costs, profit margins, economic viability and more. Thanks to tools like Excel, they can visualize the impact of their decisions and gain better understanding of business logic.
During the business plan, we liked students to use some digital technologies. What digital technologies were used? What resources were used?
Graphic design tools were used like Canva, Inkscape, AutoCAD, Mr. Bean and Silhouette Studio, and for management and documentation, spreadsheets with Excel or Google Sheets, and word processors like Word or Google Docs were employed. The Viable 2020 template from IGAPE from Xunta de Galicia was also used as a basis for financial calculation.
How did these tools help students in developing their learning?
These tools facilitated the understanding of abstract concepts through real simulations. They also promoted in the students digital autonomy, professional project presentation and collaborative work in projects such as Unica, Memora and NeoLab. Technological tools were key to the design and production of prototypes.
We tried our students be creative and playful. Was it successful? Not always successful. Not very successful. Why?
It has been quite successful. Our projects are clear examples of applied creativity. However, some students need some guidance to generate original ideas and put them into practice.
What has been a strength of using a business plan as a method of collaborative learning?
It fosters teamwork, idea negotiation, joint planning and problem solving. Moreover, it allows each student to contribute their strongest skills to the project, resulting in more meaningful and realistic learning.
Which have been the barriers using Busin's plan as a learning method?
Some of the barriers have been the students' lack of prior experience, the difficulty in understanding certain economic concepts, and essentially also time management in the classroom. In fact, extra time outside of regular class hours had to be dedicated to this project. Additionally, we have found some challenges in aligning the business idea with the professional activity of the vocational training studies, or in adapting the level of difficulty to the different students' profiles.
Did you and your students enjoy the activities? Was it interesting? What problems did you find?
Yes. Both the students and teachers involved in this project enjoy the creative and production process. Perhaps documenting the process in a written report was less engaging, although having a template made this task easier. The main challenges we faced were time management, the need to adapt the level of difficulty, and coordination between teams. Thank you very much.